Now, Ramaphosa and other newly appointed ministers will be sworn in later today.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, and we anticipate that ceremony to get underway sometime this morning. Let's take you straight to Cape Town now, where that ceremony is expected to take place. Our reporter Athi Mtongana, part of our team there, watching the story as it continues to unfold. So in making the announcement yesterday, Athi, the president said it wasn't a major overhaul, but he did add 2 new portfolios.
Yes, he did add 2 more portfolios, something that opposition parties have heavily criticized. You would know that the president has been criticized in the past for a bloated cabinet. But Ayanda, it would be remiss of me not to mention the reaction that South Africans have given to the changes that the president announced yesterday. You would note that even online, on social media, users who were waiting for the president to announce those changes last night were saying that it's not going to make any difference in their lives. And even walking around Cape Town CBD this morning, speaking to citizens, ordinary people who are affected by load shedding and the cost of living, they're saying as well that there's a lack of confidence on their side in terms of the people that the president has appointed in his national executive. Now, as I've noted, the criticism that the president has faced is not only faced criticism from members of the country, citizens of the country. He's also faced criticism by opposition parties like the official opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, and the Economic Freedom Fighters. For example, the DA is saying that the appointment of 2 more ministries into the president's national executive is going to add an additional 74 million rand to the public wage bill, and some of the issues that they've also cited are similar issues that the EFF have also cited in their statement criticizing the president, saying, for example, Cyril Ramaphosa, who failed in their terms as the mayor of Tshwane, is not going to make a difference in that very important portfolio, which is the Ministry of Electricity in the presidency. Now, these changes, Ayanda, that have been made to the president's national executive, as he mentioned yesterday, they are there to ensure that they capacitate the government in giving effect to the announcements that were made during the State of the Nation address, as well as the budget speech by the Minister of Finance. Behind me at 10 at 6 p.m., the swearing-in ceremony will take place here in Parliament, in the parliamentary precincts. The Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo, will be presiding over that swearing-in ceremony. I can tell you the last time we were here, it was at the time when the independent panel report came out and Vincent Mangwenya, the spokesperson, was here. And the other time I can recall being at Tenes was actually during the swearing-in of President Cyril Ramaphosa himself. So it will be interesting to watch him watch over the proceedings of these new ministers that have been appointed into his cabinet this evening.
Incredible to think how much has changed since then, Athi. But there's also going to be a lot of interest in seeing the new entrants that are coming in, right? With the president in some quarters of society being praised for at least including a few more young people.
Yes, but in fact, I cannot help but point to the criticism that the president has faced. For example, the Ministry of Youth in the presidency. Many people that I've been speaking to this morning say, why would he appoint someone so old? For example, Mamgosazana Dlamini Zuma in a ministry that is meant to lead young people. So that's been the criticism that really has been coming from people on the ground, but the president is confident in the people that he has appointed and the changes that he has made. Once again, saying that this is not an overhaul, this is not completely turning around his cabinet, this is just making changes that are necessary at this very moment in South Africa to capacitate the government to meet those issues that were spoken about during the State of the Nation address. And he even mentioned last night, that this cabinet that is now deemed to be bloated, as opposition parties dub it, he said saying that in the long run, they will try and minimize it. So we don't know whether some of these additional ministries will then be taken out in the long run, but people have been speaking about the duration of the time for the Minister of Electricity. The President mentioned that he will stay in the presidency as the Minister of Electricity for as long as the energy crisis persists, and people are saying, well, it looks like he's going to be here to stay.
Well, as the cliche goes, time will tell. For now, Athi Mtongana, thanks very much indeed. A long day ahead for you. Live to us there from Cape Town.